So my name's Dave Stamp and I'm the Senior Immigration Caseworker at ASIRT. Back in March of this year, we approached the trustees of the organisation requesting consideration of an inflation-linked pay rise and recognition of our trade union membership. There's 100% trade union density within the workforce. We were told that there were not sufficient funds to consider an inflation-linked pay rise, even though we were aware that we had a substantial grant of unrestricted funds which would have made such a pay rise potentially feasible. They also refused outright to consider our request for trade union recognition and have consistently done that throughout the past 9 months. The trustees have become increasingly hostile. People have been threatened with dismissal for trade union activity. One colleague has been placed on garden leave. He has no garden leave clause in his contract. A redundancy has been forced through. Funding has been refused for his post. The trustees essentially appear to have been intent on closing the organisation down and have become increasingly hostile towards the workers over the course of the past few months. In early November, staff came in on Monday morning and found an email from the Chair of Trustees advising us that the trustees had voted to close the organisation. There had been no consultation, there had been no discussion, there's been no coherent or robust explanation of that. We're all now left in extremely precarious positions, as are our service users. The colleague that I mentioned who's been placed on garden leave, his clients have no immigration representation as of that date. We're extremely concerned. We consider that a negligent situation, and as workers we find it completely unacceptable that our service users should have been placed in that position. We're all now left wondering what's going on. A consultant has been commissioned to facilitate the closure of the organisation. One thing we have been told is that the organisation is now in a precarious financial situation because trustees have appointed consultants to carry out work throughout the course of the year. We've had no transparent information about the cost of those consultants, and in fact when I did ask at one meeting for information about the cost to the organisation of consultants over the past 9 months, I was told that I couldn't have that information. In fact, the quote used was, "Do you think you're on Dragon's Den?" which I think demonstrative of the level of contempt that the trustees have displayed towards the workers over the past few months. Well, the strike today is for one day. Essentially, the demands of the strike are for trade union recognition and for an end to trade union victimisation. As I say, one colleague in particular has been particularly singled out, has been subjected to an unfair redundancy process, we believe on the basis of his trade union membership, and has been placed in this completely invidious garden leave position where he's not even supposed to be communicating or talking to his clients or his colleagues. That was what we voted for in terms of the strike. Obviously, things have moved on since then. We've been now faced with this position of closure. So we're now facing closure. We are requesting meaningful dialogue with the trustees so that we can actually agree together a way forward to get ourselves out of the mess that we've been placed in. As I say, we're facing this situation now where in a matter of months' time, potentially 500 people could be completely without vital immigration support and representation. That's a catastrophe, and we need to be working together to resolve that situation as amicably as possible.